Yo, I respectfully disagree podcast. Back with a quick episode in between football games. Dallas Cowboys just won. Cost me some money. Upset about that. Um Tonight, real quick though. Everybody's been talking about BG being released from prison. Of course, the internet's gonna be the internet. And people been, throwing out the memes, throwing out the jokes and things like that. And I saw a post this week. Shout out to Cash from the Les Arga podcast. I saw it on his page, and he posted a question. Was like, "What's your favorite hot boy?" or "Who was your favorite hot boy?" And I saw the conversation that was generating, and it actually made me go and start listening to Cash Money the other day. Like I had my Cash Money playlist going, and that's when I hit up Charles, and we was just talking about possibly having this discussion. So tonight's conversation is going to be ranking the hot boys from your favorite to your least favorite. So 1 through 4, and then I'm gonna throw a curveball at you, Charlie. Uh, should the hot boys go on tour? Is that something that you think people will want to see in 2023? So welcome to the podcast, man. Got the live going. Got E on here already. E said Turk is last. We gonna talk about it. So what's up, Charlie?
Not much, AD. How everything been going? Hello, everybody out there. Hope everybody had a blessed day. To answer your question real quick about the Hot Boys reunion, should they do one and would it be successful? I really do believe it will be. Most definitely in the South. Most definitely in the South. They got so many hits amongst each other, to where like really not in the South, man, really worldwide. If you think about it, because the thing is, like, even if you think about Lil Wayne still he's still popular out here. Juvie got his songs that have been really popular. 400 Degrees, the classics. BG got his songs, even the Bling Bling Girls. So I think the thing is, like, what made Bling Bling song? Their music has touched everybody, to me, globally, especially in the United States. So they will make a lot of money. They'll make a lot of money, and also too, that's a great opportunity for them to come back together to do a Hot Boys new album. Now that right there, I don't know how that's gonna go, because let's be real, some of them are outdated. Some of the artists are outdated.
A lot of them are outdated. Plus, when they was contemplating the idea, I saw the other day where they was like, Turk might be left off. Ain't him and Birdman having some beef or something going on in regards to that? I've been seeing Turk doing a lot of podcasts and different things,
I,
and
I
I
thought they,
think it's some tension there.
yeah. I remember I saw an interview he did with what's his name down here in Atlanta, Beehive. And I remember how he was speaking like they was on already terms. I think Turk got some money out of him or something like that. I could be wrong, but the thing with Turk is, I think with Turk, because Turk didn't capitalize on the moment back in the day due to drugs or everything, however you want to call it, he
Hmm.
feels like he was left out of opportunities when they was hot, the hot. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what Turk needs to understand is, even though you got the backing, it's up to you to do your part as well. So when I been hearing Turk talking, somebody didn't do my part. Well, dude, that's the reason why you was having issues not getting the shine you want. Now if they plan to leave him off. In all honesty, man, I'm with what Eric just said. Like, who's gonna miss him? You don't got like one bar people like nationwide. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Bat Whatever. That was one of my favorite solo tracks on Guerrilla Warfare. But if you go off the casual listen, they gonna say they just gonna know I like it hot. The one who will tell me to stop eating none of crumb. You know how to pop. I need a project. That's all they know. They don't know nothing for Turk for real.
Real quick, hey, the Broncos just caught a Hail Mary, dog. I'm sitting there watching it. Oh Lord. But going back to the conversation, I know for most people Turk is gonna be their least favorite. I thought his solo project wasn't bad. I listened to it. But in terms of a reunion tour or them doing shows,
I
I'm gonna have to
disagree.
hit the button, dog.
I don't agree
But
with
here,
that.
but you gotta hear me out though. I gotta at least explain it first, man. You gotta at least let me explain it. I feel like in today's climate, in terms of concerts and things like that, a lot of that is targeted towards a younger crowd. I'm not sure if our age is going to show up and support that. You couldn't do it at large venues. Ain't no way you could do them shows. Hell, right now, Lil Baby ain't even selling out shows, bro.
Little baby don't got no catalog that people mess with long term. That don't even attach to that. Honestly, with me, with the young crowd today, I think the young crowd will gravitate to it, and then also too with the older crowd, they gonna gravitate to it, man. I've been to concerts where like artists came out, they've been on longer than Hot Boys, and like they support their artists, man. Like no, I
Bro,
don't agree with that.
I'm watching Wayne do interviews where he's talking about he don't even remember the lyrics and stuff to his songs.
Man, you
So
too many
in
damn
turn, hold on, bro, hold on. In terms of somebody paying their hard-earned money to go see that, yeah, you love the nostalgia, you love that era of music. It's like even the No Limit tour. No Limit tried to go on tour too. Like that tour was not doing well.
No Limit don't got no dope artists like it. Only got a couple. It's not the
I'm
same.
saying to you, bro, the music industry is different right now, bro. We in a hard period right now in terms of
It's it's
artists doing tours.
it's different. It's different because the music today is trash, man. No, like a lot of people don't try to put the music back in there. What I'm telling you is, if they go out and do a show, that music hits different. It hits different. Now, for Wayne talking about he don't remember the songs, hey, at the end of the day, that Carter stuff, people was writing for him, and he going to do a freestyle crap. If he's saying that, then there's some facts to that. If he can't remember some of them songs, all you gotta do is rehearse this stuff for one.
Look,
I think Wayne don't really want to do it. I read for Wayne said I don't
I
want to do it.
I'm gonna hit the
disagree.
button again, dog. Cause hell, just was it last year? Snoop them did the Super Bowl, or was that the year before?
I think it was last year. No, no, no,
It's a
no. No, it was the year before. Rihanna was
Yeah,
last year.
Rihanna did last year. It's a lot of tracks and stuff. Snoop even said he don't remember the lyrics, bro. You talking about you asking people to go back 20 plus years, man?
But
As much music as they've done,
but
I don't know, doc.
the main tracks people will remember, and also Snoop still would did it too. I'm just saying, I get what you're saying, I get it, man. But at the end of the day, even with Snoop and them, they got remember like memorable songs. And Snoop don't remember all the songs. He gonna remember the main ones. He's
I'm
gonna
not saying
remember
that. I'm not saying that people wouldn't show up. I'm saying that our generation right now is like, ooh, we want it, we want it, we want it, until they actually put it together. And people ain't gonna show up for that, bro. Like I feel like we caught up in the moment right now.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not. I know a
It would
lot
it would have to be a small tour, like bro, like they would not be able to go nationwide. They wouldn't be able to go major cities.
but
Like
I said at
they would
first.
have to keep it in the South.
But that's what I said at first. I said it would do well in the South, and then I thought about it. I said, well, they got some big songs to where they could go nationwide. And I don't know, man. I'm a little bit different in it. I really am. I'm a little bit different on that because there's so many things they can pull out. They all went and did their own little thing too. Like there's so many things they can pull out. Except for Turk. Turk don't have that much. But like for the other ones, there's so much they can pull out, man. I don't know. I think it can be like the Rough Riders of Cash Money tour they did years ago? Over 10 years.
They've all made an attempt to try to go do that. And that's what I'm saying. It's
I don't
like
think it was successful though. I don't think it's gonna be as big as that, no. But there's so many people Baby could bring out too. You gotta think Drake can come out on the tour. Nicki Minaj can come out on the tour. You gotta think about that Cash Money
the
Young
sole purpose of doing that would be to amplify your main attraction, which would be the Hot Boys, which is what you're proving my point.
Yeah, but
You
I
would
mean
need Nicki Minaj and Drake to bring out a younger crowd
but it will
to
work.
make it work. You would have to force it to work.
I think it will work. I think it will blend in. We're talking about forcing it. I don't think that's forcing it because the thing is, if you got like the young crowd going there and they listen to songs, and man, that's dope. It's gonna make them go back and listen to that. And
Bro, Drake and Nicki Minaj would have to be your headliners if you gonna do that. There's no way that they would be an opening act for the Hot Boys, bro. They too big.
dude, like you not understand what I'm saying. Even if they're open act, man, you know how crazy that tour would be. If you got an open act who's read the final act, and then then the Hot Boys come out. I really do believe it can work. I really do believe it can work. It'll take a bunch of planning, but I think it can work. I really do. Like there's so many. It's so much history with that label.
Shout out to Jay Dilla. If Manny Fresh isn't there, then no, he would have to be
Fresh
there.
gotta be there. Yeah, he have to be there.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
yeah.
I thought there was still some unresolved tension
And I forgot
in that situation.
I'm glad you brought it up.
It's too many factors that would have to it would have to work in order for the grand plan to work.
I get what you're saying right there. I didn't even think about the Manny Fresh issue because Manny Fresh, he still have problems where they ain't pay him. So yeah, that'd be a huge problem. If you can't have Manny Fresh there, I'm with your friend. If Manny Fresh not there, it's not a Cash Money tour. I agree 100%. He has to be there.
So that's what I'm saying. I mean, like for us, it's like, of course, we're gonna be excited. The nostalgia of Cash Money Records and the hits and things like that. But it's like, bro, I understand the internet's gonna be the internet, and everybody was going in on dude's picture, and you look at Wayne right now, like Wayne, like none of them look the same, and I get it. Their appearance shouldn't impact the music, but it's like, bro, the economy right now, I can't see people flocking to go see that.
Nah, not with the economy how it is right now. Nah, because like
so that's why, in my opinion, I feel like right now that would not be a great idea. If they came together and tried to put out some new music, maybe a small project, 8 to 10 tracks, just to test the waters to see how it would do, then you can go and maybe put together a show and mix the newer music with the older music and do it that way. But in terms of like right out the gate, welcome home, BG, we all back, Turks out, let's go do it. Hell no.
No, first of all, I don't agree with that. First of all, since BG came out, glad to see BG out for one. BG would need time to catch up.
11 years is a long time, bro.
Long time. And the thing is, the music has changed so much since he's been gone. It's gonna take him a little bit. I know you said for the Hot Boys come out with an album. I wouldn't say that. I would say throw out a single or something out there. See how well it does, see how people gravitate to it. Then work on that. Okay, people care about what you guys are doing. Now we can work on an album. But honestly, I told you with the album, I don't know, man. It's so many different egos. People haven't been together so long. People still haven't got paid yet. Like that would be very difficult to do. So for a Hot Boy album, I don't know how that works. And I told you, on top of everything, a lot of people outdated, man. I don't think it will fit. I don't think it will fit. That's just me.
That's what I'm saying. And we'll jump into ranking our favorites 1 through 4 in a minute. But it's like, even when I hear Wayne try to do music or different features, and like it just don't sound right. Like it. And I'm saying to you, it's like, bro, like think about trying to think who. Sometimes here and there, A-Ball, MJG, they do little pop-ups here and there. You think about Bun B, he does, pop-ups here and there. Cool. People would come out for that particular event. I know I want to say maybe Derby before last, Bun B pulled up here. It was a large crowd. People came out. But in terms of like, okay, we in Louisville tonight, boom, we shooting over to Cincinnati tomorrow, boom, we going to Indianapolis. Like, nah. I can't see that, bro. That's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. Turk was the best lyrically. He just waited too long. Jay Dilla wants some smoke tonight. He said Turk the best.
Turk was not the best lyricist, man. Nah, dude. Come on, bro. Turk
Let's dive into it then.
Nah, man, I disagree with that. Don't get me wrong, Turk. I
Hit
ain't
the button.
terrible.
Charlie said, "Hit the button on you, Jay Dilla."
I wouldn't say Turk was terrible, but he wasn't the best, dude. Come on, man. Come on.
So
No, brother.
let's dive into it then, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's funny. Eric was
We'll
at
start.
was that
We'll start at the bottom. Who was your worst one? Are we all going to universally say Turk? You almost have to put him like just
you have to put him at the
process
bottom.
of elimination. He's last. Lyrically, he was lyric wise, but he didn't make the best music and never chose the best beats.
Nah.
I think his solo project wasn't bad.
I think his solo project was under the radar a little bit. His first one.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like in terms of process of elimination during that time period, it was like Juvie came out, took everything by storm. BG came through, and even at that time when the Hot Boys was at its peak, I feel like a lot of people didn't view Wayne as the best at that time.
No, they didn't. I didn't.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like if you're gonna rate them, you have to rate them based on strictly the Hot Boys and the Big Timers albums during that period. Like I feel like the conversation can't be about their solo projects afterwards.
No, talking about in that time, that era, that time.
Yeah,
that time. We're going about that time period. Where I'm not going to use. I'm not going to use like the Carters and things. That makes sense.
no, that's what I'm saying. We can't. We can't.
So with me, my bottom, I would say Turk, and the reason why I say Turk, he doesn't come out that much material for me. He didn't come to the stage to show how much he can bring to the table. Now, when I listened to Turk's interviews, Turk said he was on drugs and things like that. He was getting in trouble. He wasn't going to the studio. Wasn't take it seriously. So that's why I said he really only could blame himself a lot of the time because you had opportunities there. Now, when people say he didn't pick the right beats, I don't agree with that. I just think Manny probably looked at him. He's not taking it seriously. He's don't be in here. He's not working with me to make this the best thing possible. And for somebody who do music, I know for a fact when you go in the studio, man, and you come out with them beats, it depends what type of artist you are. If you sit there, you get a beat, you feel it. But the thing is, you rap on it, then you gonna say, you know what? Let's change this up. Let's chop this, or let's change the sound. Let's put some other plugins on my vocals, whatever like that. You have to really work with the producer for the producer to bring out the best project for you. They're not just gonna come overnight about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like with Dr. Dre. People talk about Dr. Dre, it takes him forever, or he'll work with an artist and they don't come out forever. Because Dr. Dre sitting there like, I need to make this the best music possible. It just you just in today's time you could throw out a beat real quick, but the thing is, like I said, that back in them days, Turk wasn't there like it.
Time out. Wayne wasn't seen as the best until the Carter 2.
Nah, I would say the Carter one.
I'm gonna have to hit the button on you, Jay Dilla, dog.
Jay Dilla, I don't know what he talking about. But the thing is, like the Carter ones, when I saw that Wayne was holding his own, but honestly, no, you saw Wayne as potential when he first came out. 'Cause honestly, we get to it. I'm gonna go off the rate. Well, my rating gonna be a little bit different, but I'm gonna explain why I have my rating like it. But the thing is, Wayne was a gold nugget.
We gonna get there.
Yeah,
we gonna get there.
Because I
it's
don't,
universal. Turk is number 4. We'll say that. Who's your number 3?
I'm going off my opinion, okay?
That's all we can do is go by our own opinion.
Number 3 for me, if I'm talking about the Hot Boys, Juvenile for me. And the reason why I say that, Juvenile had a great album, 400 Degrees. Don't get me wrong. He had some great tracks. They were mainstream commercial tracks. Here's the thing is, at the right time, him and Manny came together and they meshed that one time. But there's only that one time. I don't care what nobody say. Don't get me wrong. I think Juvenile was dope on some things, but Juvenile, there's only a couple tracks I think Juvenile like all me with his presence. 400 Degrees was cool, but after that, G Code went all that to me. The Soldier Rags, that wasn't all that for me. It was big in New Orleans areas, but They weren't that good to me. And then when Juvenile went on his own, he tried to go on his own, but it wasn't the same. He went back to Cash Money. So to me, when the Hot Boys came out, I didn't even like Juvie's solo tracks on the Hot Boys albums. I didn't. I'm just being honest.
Oh wow. Well, my third was BG
Yeah.
for the exact same reason that you're saying. Like in terms of the Hot Boy albums, I'm looking at it like whose verses were hard for each track. Whose verses did I enjoy listening to the most when I listened to a Hot Boys album? And I'm saying to you, it's like BG had some dope verses here and there, but it wasn't none that I would sit here and ride in my car and recite while I'm riding. Juvie and Wayne carried them albums, in my opinion.
Oh, bro, you crazy right there. But we get to it. Nah, no. I say no all the way. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Juvie and Wayne carried them, man.
Sorry. To me, Juvenile, he was cool, man. But to me, it's like,
BG was too slow for me. I didn't like it. No.
bro, there's a cut of New Orleans sound that was authentic. I loved it. Like when it came, we get to it, man. I don't want to jump the gun.
Juvie's my number 2.
Okay. And you
So
want to go ahead and
at
expand
that
on
point,
that? Kind of explain yourself already.
huh?
You want to expand on what you were talking about, Juvie, or you fine?
I'm telling you that in terms of when I listened to the Hot Boys album, even the first one, what was it? Get How You Live.
Yeah.
Like Juvie's verses stood out.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start listening to Turk and you get down to BG and stuff, it's like a lot of them tracks. Once it got to them, I would skip it. I didn't listen to their parts. Peace out, Jay Dilla, man. Appreciate you chiming in. The 400 Degrees is still the best album. That's debatable.
No.
400 Degrees ain't up there to me like that. I know a lot of people disagree with me when I say that, but 400 Degrees, I don't know. It's debatable.
It's very
400 Degrees is a hood classic. I give it that. But in terms of like, nah, bro. To hell, How was on there like 3 times. You just kept remixing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you had like what 2 or 3 skits on there. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Go ahead. Your number 2 is who?
Lil Wayne, easily.
Okay.
The reason why I put Lil Wayne as number 2, because to me, out of the Hot Boys, you was a huge fan of Wayne. And we had a discussion before with Grip and Pierre, and I said he was a sound effects guy to me. But back then, when I heard him, like I knew he was special. I always looked towards like Wayne solo songs, like on the Hot Boy albums. And honestly, with the Block is Hot, Light Sounds I didn't care for, but the Block is Hot was okay. And I will admit I was excited when the Block is Hot came out. When they came out that single, I was excited. I said it's about dang time. Let's see what Wayne gonna do, because you could tell it was potential there. He just didn't crack into it yet. And I thought he was a big part of Hot Boys. I really did believe that. All the, I don't know if he came up with sound effects or BG did it. But the thing is, even like with Bling Bling and how he presented himself on tracks, like he basically brought that Hot Boy persona to the stage. He's very charismatic to me. So I said like Wayne's number 2 for me because it was potential there. I always look towards to hear Wayne on the Hot Boys album.
Well, I tell you what, that's a whole lot of praise for a number 2. So your number 1 better exceed everything that you talking about and go above and beyond. Because I'm saying for you, Wayne is number 1 in my eyes simply because I feel like even when you go all the way back to them big timer albums, he carried a lot of them tracks, bro. His verses are the most memorable when you go back and listen to Cutlass Monte Carlo's Millionaire Dream. And it's because of the sound effects. I feel like his voice stuck in your head. It's like at that time, he's a young adolescent. So you could tell that he was young, but at the same time, based on the content and the things that he was saying, you could still paint a picture in your head. Mm-hmm. It was memorable. It lasted. Still to this day, as a grown adult, when you hear those big timer tracks and they come on, it takes you all the way back to when you was a kid and you first heard it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm telling you, shout out to, again, to Cash from the Let's Argue podcast, because when he said that, it made me go back and listen. So I was sitting here the other day and I was just like, bro, I was excited listening to that. So even once you fast forward and go to the Hot Boys, by the time Guerrilla Warfare came out, like a lot of people really didn't even know about Get It How You Live at first. You had to go back and listen to that.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
So in terms of Guerrilla Warfare, once we heard that, it hit the ground and took off running. And I'm saying to you, almost every track that Wayne was on, his part stood out the most with the sound effects and everything else, bro. Like that shit almost gave me chills, out. Huh?
Big Timers wasn't no rappers. It wasn't hard to do.
But I'm saying to you, in terms of creating music for that time period, you're talking about an era where they brought the whole glorification of materialistic items, and they had you picturing all these exotic things that you could do to a car, to a house, and this and that. So Wayne played his part in terms of when it's time to write a verse and go in the booth, and y'all have this criteria that you have to meet based on the sound that y'all trying to present to the rest of the world. I feel like Wayne excelled at that. Once you got to BG and all of them, that's why I said I started hearing their verses, and it's like, you know, they stood out here and there, but I started skipping it. He's on here now. Shout out Cash, man. That's why I told people you can go back and check it out. Based on your post is why I'm doing this episode. We ranking the Hot Boys 1 through 4. That's my criteria, man. If you go back and listen to a lot of them songs, it's like I feel like ranking their verses on each track, Wayne shit on them, man. And he was the youngest. Go ahead with your number one.
Okay. Number one all day. BG. I'm going back what you said about Lil Wayne. When Big Timers came out, BG was coming out with albums between that time. BG, to me, when it came to UNLV, because I was one of them people like, if I ain't know back, because I was a bigger Cash Money fan than know that. And like the thing is, like if I didn't know about album, I went back and listened to him. So I can tell you, to me, BG number one. And the reason I say BG number one is because, for one, without BG, you wouldn't have no Hot Boys. You wouldn't have that Cash Money sound. They really rode on BG's success. They really did. From Chopper City to the Get It How You Live volumes to them Hot Boy albums. And like, to me, BG just had that. I loved his sound, the way he rapped, and BG was like really like, you talking about the bling bling era stuff, I get that. But the thing with BG was talking about that real street life, but also he was talking about stuff he was going through in his personal life more than everybody else. I really related to BG like that. It's just me. The thing is, when 400 Degrees came out, 400 Degrees was great, and it was more popularized, was more mainstream. But
So
like,
your 400 Degrees broke the door down, bro. Like nobody's disputing that BG was one of the original artists that they put their money behind.
BG's the one that
Nobody was rocking with that.
BG's the one gave them the universal deal. That's the thing. People don't understand that. BG gave them the deal. His albums were so dope. He gave them the deal. And let's not to mention, they used BG albums to get the 80-20 split. They used BG's album to do that. If it weren't for its all on you volume 2, they wouldn't have got that deal. Like, bar none. And he was talking about Get Your Shine On back then. So he was starting that Jewelry stage. Another thing too, when Chopper City and Ghetto came out. I remember 400 Degrees coming out. But when Chopper City and Ghetto came out, it had such a different, raw, rugged sound to where like it was more like the New Orleans sound. Even the
Chopper City and Ghetto was tough, bro. I'm not debating that. It sounds like
is the rapping and everything. Back then, to me, BG rapping at the time was dope to me. I don't know what it was. He was shooting up his arms, whatever, but the dude was constantly coming out with heaters. Like he was.
we definitely know he was a junkie, bro. He openly admitted that.
Yeah,
like
his
no
work ethic was up here. And I think the thing is, Wayne learned his work ethic from BG back then. So my thing is the reason why BG wasn't on the Big Timers solo album that much, he was working on his own album. Even if you think about it, the Volume 1 had BG's face back here. That was Chopper City in the Ghetto. So you
nobody's disputing the original creators or how it all originated or anything like that. We're ranking the Hot Boys. You trying to give him credit for the Cash Money label. And I'm saying to you, if we're ranking bars,
you're not changing my mind. Like
I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm saying to you, you just gave an explanation that's built on the premise of who started Cash Money. And I'm saying to you, that ain't the competition.
Without that, you wouldn't have the Hot Boys. You wouldn't have the Hot Boys. What you talking about?
Not the conversation. We're ranking the Hot Boys.
Ranking the Hot Boys. BG still had, to me, the hardest verses. I always like BG songs. Even like the help songs, stuff like it. I always mess with BG. BG was the hardest one for me. Back then, I thought BG carried that sound to a T. And then afterwards, his albums were good afterwards.
Look, shout out to Cash. He said Turk was his favorite, but Wayne was hard. There's a lot of people on here that said Turk was the worst. I wish you'd have been on here earlier. Everybody was saying Turk was the worst. I'm like, that's dope that people, of course, people are going to have a difference of opinion. That's why I keep saying Turk's solo project was not that bad. It just so happens that everybody else kind of overshadowed him. But going back to what you're saying, nobody can disagree with who was the foundation of Cash Money Records. Nobody's arguing that.
He was the best.
I'm saying to you, bro, Wayne carried them on them projects, bro.
No, he did not.
Wayne had the hardest version.
No, he did not. Dude, Wayne didn't carry nobody on projects. He came out with his sound effects. He sound cool, but no, he didn't carry them on projects. Bro, I know you think he carried them. But I'm telling
you did a poll, I'm telling you that Wayne got the most memorable verses.
Brother, I'm telling you, he wasn't cautionary thing. Nobody want to talk about no Wayne, no Hot Boy albums.
Thank you. Wayne wiped their ass every time. I'm reading it straight from the comments on the live.
He wrong too. He or she. Y'all care what they say. Look, everybody's opinion. To me, like BG was the one for me. That is me. And then, not to mention, when they all try to do their own thing, BG hold his own until he went to prison.
And if you really want to be honest, I mean, Bling Bling, the hook, dog.
Wayne came on Bling Bling, but the song was on BG's album. So really, I see it as a collaboration.
At the end of the day,
I'm going for collaboration because that was work together. I'm not using that.
I'm just simply saying what made the song hot. The hook. Who's on the hook?
It don't matter. It was on BG's album. What you
talking about? I'm telling you, dog. Cutlass Monte Carlos, Millionaire's Dream.
I'm not using that. BG
everything.
Much. BG just came out with an album before that.
I'm saying to you, if you go back, Get It How You Live, Guerrilla Warfare. What was the one where it came out after that, where they was all in electric chairs or whatever?
I ain't never listened to that. They Let It Burn. They don't count. They don't count. Because they was all gone. They have disputes. They don't count. They Let It Burn. I don't count that.
Project Chick. Dog. It's hard to go back in that era and go listen to them songs and not understand the significance of Wayne during that time period, bro. And I honestly, in my opinion, the proof is in the pudding, man. He was the last man standing.
He stayed.
Most definitely. Tuesdays and Thursdays.
He stayed. I give him that. But honestly, he didn't do what everybody else did. He needed that machine. He needed that Cash Money machine. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, he was complaining like the rest of them. I got screwed out so much money. So my thing is,
talent is going to prevail. I tell people all the time, I'm not a musician. I'm not an artist. I don't know nothing in terms of that. But I'm saying to you, anybody that does music, the music is going to speak for itself.
I agree with that. And don't get me wrong, when the Carters came out with Wayne, he surprised everybody then. I agree with you there 100%. I'm not going to sit there and dispute that because I agree with that. But I'm talking about around that era, BG was like the top one for me. Now, I ain't talking like Wayne. Yeah, Wayne did his thing. He flourished. I don't care what people say about the ghostwriting. I don't care about all that. He flourished because he really did. He really did take them stones, put on his back, and he ran. So I give him kudos for that. He said he did surprise everybody then. But like back then though, like BG was my guy. Like
Let me ask you this, just a hypothetical before we get off here. The gang get ready to come on. Like I said, we's only gonna chop it up for about 20, 30 minutes. Great conversation, man. I love it. That's why I was like, when I saw his post and I was just sitting back listening, I was like, damn, like that would be a dope conversation to rank. And I real quick, since you still on here, bro, I said, do you feel like the Hot Boys should go on tour since everybody's out and everybody's back home? In my opinion, I feel like it would be a bad idea to do that. But the hypothetical that I got for you, hypothetically speaking, let's say none of them went to prison. Nobody was on addicted to drugs and things like that. Everybody was clean.
mm-hmm.
So from the early 2000s to 2023, you're talking about a period of the mixtape era, a period where like everybody was on features going crazy at that time. Would BG, Juvenile, or Turk been able to compete with Wayne during that window?
No, I agree. No, 100%. I agree with that. No.
So I'm saying to you, is like,
I agree with that.
At the end of the day, the proof is in the body of work. Because even before BG went to prison, what was the name of that album?
Too Hood to Be Hollywood.
Nah.
That's the one I'm thinking about. That's the last one he came
The one
out
where he was taking shots at Birdman and them.
Nah, so you think my that
It was, right it was after he left the label.
Hardest Streets. And no, not the Hardest Street albums. You talking about the Life After Cash Money.
Was that the name of it?
Yeah, but that was way before when he first left. Like, if you went off his latest album, when he came out Too Hood to Be Hollywood, he was messing with T.I. and he was on the Grand Hustle. That's a little bit different because that album was actually pretty good. But I get what you're saying.
Hold on. So see, that's what I was saying earlier. Cash said, I don't think it's a great idea for their legacy, but it makes sense it makes good financial sense. Baby said he ain't dealing with Turk at all. And that's what I was saying earlier. It's like I thought Turk and him had some beef. Yeah, so it's like, is it really a reunion tour at that point if you're gonna leave him off?
Yeah, it's true.
But
that's true.
Going back to what I was saying, it's like before BG went to prison, bro, he was still putting music out. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you had to be, he had a core fan base, of course, but in terms of him, like, he wasn't no hot attraction. And that's what I'm saying to you is like,
I bet it differ there because I remember that era because like he was really messing with T.I. Tough. He had Manny still helping him. He was messing with other artists who were high at the time because like he was he supposed to be under the Grand Hustle umbrella. Like I remember that album. Like BG was still hot. He was still hot.
But you proved my point, bro. You just admitted you was a diehard fan though.
But he did.
You gonna know about the music. I'm saying to you, bro, there was no way in the early 2000s that you was gonna get in your car, you was gonna go to a college party, you was gonna go anywhere without hearing Wayne's voice.
I'm not trying to say that because yeah, he couldn't compete with Wayne then. What I'm telling you is he still was hot. It's just he went to prison. Now I told you, like, they wouldn't be able to sustain Lil Wayne. They wouldn't at all. Like, but see, what Wayne had all the resources too. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know what would happen.
You just told me that BG is the reason for Wayne's work ethic. So I'm saying to you, like,
yes, but
I'm saying to you, bro, at the end of the day, the music speaks for itself. The talent speaks for itself. Hell, Wayne was just in Colorado with a mic in his hand last night. So I'm saying to you, it's like, I really don't see how anybody could say that Wayne ain't number one. It's hard.
Back then, he wasn't number one. If you're going off the Cards and stuff, then
I never mentioned the Carters.
But I'm just saying though, you keep on saying could they hold them in 2000? So you were talking about the Carter stuff. I'm talking about if you are pure that era, BG be number one to me. But if you're gonna say 2000, whatever, then my list would change.
Oh, the peak Cash Money era was 98, 99, and 2000s.
Honest, them Wayne albums,
The
them
Carters wasn't even out yet.
with them 500 Degrees and all that joint was trash. It was trash.
End of the day,
He had to change it. He needed
That's
extra
fine.
help to get him there.
But I'm saying to you, hell, you can put Checkmate on that list. You can put all that on that list.
Checkmate
You
was
gonna
harder than 500 Degrees.
You gonna say Checkmate was hard, bro? Really?
It was harder than 500 Degrees. I didn't say it was the best. I said it was harder than 500 Degrees. Checkmate was okay. It wasn't my favorite album from BG. No. But it was better than 500 Degrees.
I'm just saying.
500 Degrees was trash.
I ain't gonna say that it wasn't. 500 Degrees might have had maybe 3 solid tracks on there. Maybe. I'll be honest.
But like I said,
but hold on, because you also got to take in consideration, Manny was out the door by then.
No, he wasn't.
Manny didn't do 500 Degrees.
He did. Look at
I'm
him.
gonna have to go back and check that. Nah, hold on, bro.
Manny Fresh left after the Carter 1 because
Was
Wayne,
after the Carter 1?
Yeah, it was after the Carter 1. Carter 2 is when you got that different sound because Manny was
Carter 2, the sound definitely changed.
Yeah, Manny was there 500
No,
Degrees.
you right.
Yeah.
Gangsters and pimps and all that. Yeah. Okay, my bad. I stand correct.
What happened was when Wayne came on the Carter 1, Wayne told
And he did songs on 500. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it because I don't know, bro. Did he do the whole album?
I believe he did. Yes, he did the whole album. Like Manny Fresh did every album. It wasn't until he had problems with the label when he came out that one Big Timers album. I can't remember the name of that album, but he did the Carter 1. That was his last one. And the thing is, Wayne told him that Wayne wanted him to come with his A game. Because Wayne said, we got to come on our A game with this. Because really,
once Manny left, it all went downhill, of course. But
yeah, of course,
Wayne still carried the label, bro.
Yeah, Wayne still carried the label after that. I'm not taking it away from him.
Jazzy Faye, there you go. Jazzy Faye was on there too.
On what?
500 Degrees.
I couldn't tell you because I don't agree with trash. I had to look it up.
We're saying that because it was a different sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when they started experimenting with different sounds, in my opinion. But you got to think, that's when the whole thing was starting to fall apart, bro. He was a one-man army at that point. They pushed all their chips in and was betting on him.
Let me see here. My bad. I'm looking it up because I really want to see the track listing.
No, you good. Like I said, the gang right coming in.
Also produced by Manny Fresh.
What?
Yeah, 500 Degrees. Yeah.
The whole album?
Yeah, the whole album.
I don't know.
Jay was a ghost producer or something, but like it said here.
I don't know. Them sounds was different, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but the sound was different. But the sound was different on the Carter 1 too. That's still Manny. Manny could have an off album. It could happen.
What are the songs bro think BG was responsible for?
What's
That's
that?
the question to you. What are the songs you think BG was responsible for?
Well, you talking about something responsible for? They all contribute to the album. I said that out of the members, BG the one who stood out for me. I thought BG was hard. Him and Wayne. To me, it's like, what you talking about songs he stood out for? They all collaborate. But the solo albums came out, the solo songs came out with, if I call Guerrilla Warfare, I love Help. I thought Help was hard. Even though I thought Drake had the hardest.
Do you think BG carried them?
What's that?
What tracks do you think BG carried them?
I had to go back and listen to it again. But
we might have to revisit this conversation.
Yeah, I had to go back and listen to it again. But what I'm saying is, like you said, I was a BG fan. Let's be honest. Like everybody said, man, Charles always been a BG fan. So to me, the people that gravitate to me the most was BG and Wayne on the albums. And don't get me wrong, like I told you, Juvie has some good stuff, and I love About Whatever with Turk. I thought Turk had the hardest solo track on Guerrilla Warfare. That's me. But overall, I really look towards BG and Wayne. I really look towards them. That's even like when they did a song with 3-6 on To the Club Thugs, right? Like, which Juvie had a hard verse in that song, though. I like his verse.
I was saying, when you really go back and look at it and listen to it, bro, Juvie had a lot of hard verses, and that's why I'm telling you, it's like there's no way that I'm gonna make a list and say that Wayne and Juvie wasn't at the top in terms of the hot boys.
I don't know.
But
Man.
great conversation, man.
But
Great
yeah,
conversation.
go back to them beats. Now, Manny produced every album up to the Carter 1. Because I remember when the Carter 2 came out, and I remember I heard it, I said, wait a second, this is a different sound. I liked it, but it was different. Very different. Because, back then I used to get the booklets. I used to read them. I used to read the booklets and all that stuff. And that's why I knew the sound was different. But, I mean, yeah, Wayne shined after that. He capitalized, and kudos to Wayne because the pressure was on his shoulders. I don't take nothing away from Wayne and on that after that. Because if it weren't for Wayne, you wouldn't have the Drakes, you wouldn't have the Nicki Minaj's because they went to LA just because of Wayne. So
Right.
I do agree with that. I don't take nothing away from Wayne moving forward from there. I'm just saying that era right there, when it comes to that Cash Money, that classic sound, BG was my guy. Like I even went back. Like I said, I was a person to where like if I didn't hear them albums, I would go back and buy them. I remember buying all them albums that I didn't hear before. I had all BG's albums. I had all Juvenile's albums. I had both the Hot Boys albums. I have the Big Timers albums. And to me, in that era, I really gravitated to BG albums more. It wasn't until the Carter 1 when I sit there like, dang, Wayne is okay. Wayne is starting to bring out something different that drew my ears. But yeah, I mean back then it was BG for me. It's everybody's opinion.
Like I said, once everybody start listening to this, we gonna do a poll. Y'all let us know in the comment section. Who was y'all favorites? Rank them 1 through 4, and hopefully we'll follow up and have a continuation of this conversation, man. Y'all know the thing. Road to 500, almost at 450, I believe. Last time I checked. So y'all be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe. Real quick before I get off here though, man, it's one thing that I will say that rubbed me the wrong way in terms of the internet and stuff. And like I said, I've said this before. I get it, man. People are gonna get the jokes off, get the memes off. That's just the era that we're living in currently. But it's like, bro, you talking about a dude who has openly admitted that he was a heroin addict. Like this ain't just your typical smoking weed or nothing like that. Like heroin is a strong drug. And for somebody that's done 11 years behind bars, 11 years removed from society, you don't know what that man had to endure while he was behind them bars and what he may have to do to stay alive in a sense. So to welcome that man home and the first thing people do is crack jokes and shit like that, bro. Like it just shows you how lost society is right now, in my opinion. And don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of it too, man. I share a lot of memes and jokes and stuff that's going on, but it's like I can't imagine what it would feel like to be away from the rest of the world for over a decade and then you get reintroduced to a society where everything is, you know what I'm saying, mobile, everything quick
Social.
access. So for him to, you know what I'm saying, get his little fresh dreads twisted and all that, and everybody's like, hey, bro, you gotta do a TikTok, you gotta do this and do that. Like you reintroducing him to something that's completely new. And for everybody to take his little gesture, whatever he was doing in regards to his hair and turn it into a whole nother conversation. It's like, bro, like, come on now.
I don't. Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't post anything about that. To be honest with you, because I remember when he got convicted. I think it was like a gun charge, and they wanted him to snitch on somebody, and he didn't do it. That's right. They made him almost do the maximum years. Now remember that. Not every. I don't care what nobody say. Not everybody built for prison. Man. Not everybody's built for prison. And my thing is for that dude to not say anything to take off no time. You should be praising that man because everybody talking about this fake don't snitch this and that, but it shows like the people who really don't do the snitching, they the ones that get punished the most. And to me, it's like when people making fun of him and stuff like that, like you said, you don't know what he had to go through in prison. You don't know what they do have to do to survive. Like Baby was there at the end, but Baby probably wasn't there when he was going through the struggles. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that either, and I didn't post it for that reason. People say this not BG, this not BG. Dude, you go to prison for over 10 years and see how you come out. You don't
Exactly.
know what that man went through. So I didn't post anything. I said, nah, I wouldn't want that to happen to me. And honestly, he needs his privacy, man. Like let that dude come out, he got kids out here, like let him be with his family. Let him like catch up because the thing is it's a different world out there. And I don't think he needs that negativity right now. I really do believe like people if you ride for him when he was in prison, free BG, stuff like that, ride for him now and show the support to him. That's what he needs more than anything, and we need to understand that, especially in the black community. It makes me sick that people will sit there and say one thing, but you want to joke on the dude when he gets out. And my thing is, we just joke and bump that crap because you wouldn't like if somebody joked on you if you went to prison and you knew for a fact that you could have got out sooner, but you didn't rat on nobody and you did that time. And then you coming out, this is the stuff you have to hear. I think it's BS, and for everybody doing that, shame on you all. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. That's my opinion.
I
I
feel
think
that,
everybody,
man. I feel that.
yeah, everybody can do what they want, but honestly, man, like I said, I got wrongly accused, but I've been to jail, and I was in there for 24 hours, and I couldn't stand it. And let me tell you, I saw some shit that I couldn't. Excuse my language. I saw some stuff. The Lord knows that, man. If you was in there for years, man, like, dude, that can mess up your mind. And shout out to the people we know been in there, dude. I look at them all and I said, dude, I don't know what you went through in there. And let me tell you something, man. Hey, for you to come out and survive that, and you still trying to better yourself, hey, man, you a winner in my eyes. Because I know, I heard some stories. So I don't like that people did BG, man. Like, no, that's not cool. And even if
Nah,
he is like kind of a little funny, that's his life. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, he always had that feminine way to him. So, people just doing that for views and stuff. And they talk about it to get views and crap like that. And I think it's a sucker way to do it. So
nah, I feel that. Like I said, man, y'all let us know y'all thoughts in the comment section. Be sure to hit the subscribe, man. We almost at 500, man. I can almost see the light at the end of the tunnel, bro. Steady trying to grind and just put stuff out there. Trying my hardest not to pay attention to the views and things like that no more because that had me in a chokehold. So just hit the thumbs up, hit the
yeah,
subscribe button, tell a friend and tell a friend, and we are out.
Ass toasted, no competition. I'm East coasting. I feel so high, I feel so live. My body's in the twine. I'm East coasting. I feel so live, and I know why. That I can't deny. I'm East coasting. Goody, fine wine, fools, malt liquor. Wish me I'm high.